If you thought this season had already shown you every version of chaos, Foxborough's about to hand you another one. You've got that "nobody believes us" vibe turning into gasoline, a sentence said in a stadium hallway that's going to live rent-free around the league. One small wrinkle in our quarterback's game that flips the entire conversation. And an unlikely hero popping up right when the snow decided to get nasty. And the craziest part? This isn't some lucky streak. It's who they are. You're not going to believe what we've got today. Get settled, hit that like button, and let's jump right in. Just don't blink, because it keeps building. What's the one doubt you keep hearing that makes you want to throw your remote? The closer you get to the Lombardi, the louder the noise gets. Simple as that. People are still staring at this Patriots team and asking, are they actually for real? Like 14-3 fell out of the sky. Like walking into Denver, altitude, cold, snow, playoff pressure, into a place this franchise had never won in the postseason is some little footnote you forget by Tuesday. That question is supposed to poke holes in you. Instead, it's been sharpening this group. Because the comfy storyline is always the same. Soft schedule, lucky breaks, the other team was banged up. All right, if that helps people sleep, fine. But look at what actually happened. 3 playoff wins against top-tier defenses in games that weren't pretty, weren't clean, and definitely weren't easy. That's not a team getting carried. That's a team that knows exactly how it wants to win when the game turns into a street fight. That's why the Vrabel, Elliott Wolf, Ryan Cowden part matters so much. They didn't build a roster that looks good in highlights and graphics. They built a team. A real one. Pieces that fit together. Guys willing to ditch the ego and do the work. Cowden said it after the win. Collecting talent isn't always the answer. Building a team is. That's Patriot way in the simplest terms, just with a new era staring back at you. And yeah, Drake May didn't light up the scoreboard through the air in Denver. So what? Growth is winning when Plan A is stuck in the mud. Second half, blizzard conditions, the ball feels like a bar of soap, Denver's defense is squeezing every window. And May still finds ways to move the chains with his legs, protects the football, and keeps his head. A lot of young quarterbacks start pressing when a game gets ugly. He didn't. He played the game the moment demanded. Want proof it's not luck? Start with 9-0 on the road. Then add the timing. This team keeps rising exactly when the margin gets razor thin. Stephon Diggs, who plenty of people expected to be a disruption, has been the opposite. Christian Gonzalez, coming off early season hamstring issues, makes the defining play late with that fourth quarter pick to seal it. And the pattern stays the same. No excuses, no drama. Somebody steps up when it's time. So when the Patriots open as an underdog against Seattle, honestly, perfect. This group doesn't need applause to play football. Put the ball down and they'll go. While the league keeps debating whether this run is real, New England is 60 minutes away from making a whole lot of people get real quiet. Now, let me take you to a moment that didn't need some cinematic replay to explain what's going on here. Milton Williams is walking off the field at Mile High, headed into the visitors' locker room, and he drops a line that's basically every ounce of frustration and pride from that defensive front in one shot. Number 1 offensive line can kiss my expletive. Not a slogan, not a camera line, just pure, unfiltered emotion. And if you know what they'd been hearing all week, you know exactly why it hit like that. Because all week it was, Denver's O-line is the best in the NFL. Rankings, numbers, talk about sacks allowed. And once again, the Patriots were treated like they were playing a role in someone else's movie. But that kind of talk gets inside a locker room. It becomes bulletin board fuel. This defensive line has heard it before, again and again, and they keep answering the same way, by turning the trenches into a problem. That AFC Championship game wasn't a track meet. It was a grind. Snow falling, footing awful, both offenses stuck in the mud. And when it turns into survival football, you find out who actually enjoys that kind of game. The Patriots defense delivered 7 quarterback hits and 3 sacks on Jarrett Stidham. They own the run game too. 79 rushing yards for Denver, 3.3 a carry. Nothing easy, nothing comfortable. Stidham never got to breathe when it mattered. The swing moments were everywhere. Denver goes for it on 4th and 1 from the 14 in the second quarter. Williams hits Stidham as he throws. Craig Woodson breaks it up. Later, Patriots up 10-7, Denver gets one more real chance late, and Khyiris Tonga drops R.J. Harvey for a loss on first down, and you can feel the whole drive get shoved off script. And yeah, Will Lutz missing a 45-yarder is a miss, but pressure does that. When a defense keeps tightening the screws, routine stops feeling routine. Christian Barmore put it plainly. They heard the #1 offensive line talk all week, and they came in ready. No speeches, no theatrics, just tape and proof. And the final exclamation point? Gonzalez's interception with 2:18 left only happens because the pocket collapses again and K'Lavon Chaisson gets home. That's what this defense does. It forces endings. If that front plays like this again, Seattle isn't just dealing with a Patriots offense that believes in itself. They're dealing with a unit that keeps turning games into trench warfare and enjoying every second of it. And then you get a totally different kind of moment. One of those snaps where the whole stadium goes quiet because everybody knows the game is sitting right there. New England's up 3, 1:57 left, 3rd and 5 from the Patriots 41. Slippery grass, chaos conditions, Denver selling out. This wasn't the time for hero ball. This was the time for being smart. May takes the snap, sells the fake, and in a heartbeat, he knows the middle isn't clean. And what I love is what he didn't do. He didn't force a throw. He didn't chase the headline. He reads the space, rolls left, and turns it into the only thing the Patriots needed, a first down. It's not just athleticism, though, yeah, the legs are real. It's decision-making. It's clock awareness. It's understanding what wins the game. He sees the sticks, and he goes right to them, then steps out just past the marker. Could he have tried to turn it into more? Sure, but he chose the win. That's the difference between a talented quarterback and a quarterback who's ready to lead you on a championship stage. And it wasn't only that last scramble. The Patriots' only touchdown comes on a delayed run. May takes the snap at the Denver 6, drops back, waits for the defense to drift into coverage, then scoots into the end zone. Patient, calm. The kind of play that tells you he's seeing things differently now. Late first half, tied 7-7, 9 seconds left. He scrambles from New England's 39 and has the presence of mind to track the clock while he runs. He realizes he won't get out in time, so he slides at the Denver 45, right toward Vrabel, to set up a timeout and a long kick attempt. Andy Borregales misses from 63. Altitude and cold don't exactly make that easy, but the point is the awareness. That's the kind of growth you can build a championship around. Stephon Diggs said it best. May was being smart, and the biggest thing was not turning the ball over. Hunter Henry backed it up. His mobility is a real threat, and it changes how defenses have to play you. This wasn't May winning with a perfect passing day. This was May winning with command. And in January football, that's the separator. Now, if you want the most Patriots story from the entire day, it's not even about a star. It's about a guy most people weren't thinking about back in September. Leonard Taylor is standing in the visitors' locker room at Mile High with a grin like he still can't believe the script. Earlier this season, he was with the Jets. He couldn't get on the field. Healthy scratch 4 times in 6 weeks. Released. Not good enough for a winless team, 0-6, but now he's good enough to be a difference maker for a team heading to the Super Bowl. Let that sink in for a second. Taylor comes to New England on October 15 and lands on the practice squad. No guarantees. No spotlight. Just work. Vrabel and the staff see something fast, and they start elevating him. Sunday was the 6th time he was elevated. That's not random. That's trust. He's played in every playoff game for this team. He got elevated in the regular season too. Buffalo, the Jets, Miami, where he even logged a quarterback hit. Then the postseason hits, and his role grows. In Houston, he gets put on the field goal block unit after showing something in practice. He said it started when he had a dominant rep, ran over an offensive lineman trying to block a kick, and the coaches basically squeezed him in there. Then Denver happens. Snowstorm. Offenses stuck. Patriots up 10-7 with 4:46 left. Broncos line up to tie it. That kick is a seasoned swing. Taylor pushes forward, jumps, and tips the ball with his right hand, and he said it was the first time he'd ever blocked a kick in his life. That's not luck. That's preparation finally meeting a moment big enough to matter. That's the culture piece that keeps showing up with this roster. In Foxborough, you can get discarded somewhere else and still become essential here if you buy in and do the work. Taylor said it himself. He went from a team fighting every week just to get a win to a team that's consistently winning. That's not just talent. That's chemistry. That's identity. That's a locker room that believes the next man is ready. So here we are. Doubt turned into fuel. Defense turned into a statement. The quarterback turned chaos into control. And a guy who got cut earlier in the year just helped punch the ticket to Super Bowl 60. Seattle is next. The stage is massive. The outside noise is still there, exactly how this team likes it. Now I want your take. What convinced you the most that this Patriots team is real? The defensive dominance? Drake May's maturity in the biggest moments? Or the culture that turns discarded into difference maker? Drop it in the comments, hit like, subscribe, and let's ride this thing together all the way to the finish.